Tuesday, Expresso family. We made it to the second day of the week, and I hope that you are smiling where you are. I know I am, because we get to chat to an incredible human, somebody who is making a difference each and every time that they step out. And this time around, they stepped out to walk from Benoni all the way to Durban, all in the name of supporting Kirsty Weir's Paralympic dreams. And it is so beautiful to see. I think as fellow South Africans, Ubuntu is at the heart of everything that we do. And this is why not only did he decide to do this, but also how he was helped along the way. We're hearing about all those challenges, all of those moments right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Everybody, please, let's welcome Gregg Mitchley. Gregg, how are you?
Yeah, good yourself.
Amazing, thank you. Gregg, you're incredible. I can't believe you did that.
Thank you.
14 days on the road, walking with those feet. Those ones right there.
What's left of them?
Oh, my goodness. Gregg, tell us, why did you decide to do this?
Yeah, so look, I'm lucky. If you want to use the word blessed, whatever, I'm lucky. I don't fear much.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I do fear.
Okay.
Is that's not having the ability to be active.
Sure.
To do sport when I get a call to go and run, to go and walk. I cannot sit still.
Yeah.
So when I heard the Kirsty Weir story, I thought, I think what people don't realize behind the scenes, the pain that she goes through.
Yeah.
You know, we pull a hamstring, or we get a little sore on the arm or something, we take a painkiller, and then we come right. I think behind the scenes with these athletes and you know, like with Kirsty Weir, the pain it's an everyday thing. They get bedridden, and when they don't want to be, they get told when they can do things, when they can't do things. They're on medication throughout their life. It affects their brain. It affects like Kirsty Weir, her left side of her body. She's got no control over it really.
Yeah.
And for me, I thought, well, if she can go through that sort of pain, that inspires me. I'm walking to Durban. Let's see how much pain I can take.
Wow. And I can imagine that it really was a tough time, because
Yeah.
14 days walking, it is not easy.
Yeah.
Speak to us about some of those toughest moments. You know, what were they, and also what just allowed you to push through?
Sure. When you mention the toughest moments, I got past day one. My sister Celeste and my brother-in-law Vincent dropped me off at 3 o'clock in the morning. I had a knife in this hand. I had my torch in this hand.
Oh my
a little bit
goodness,
nervous,
Greg.
pitch black. I was just watching to see where I was walking. And I got through day one after about 10 and a half hours, 11 hours walking, and I thought, this is going to be a breeze. And then on day 2, I felt something in my toes. And I thought, like the most obvious thing that I didn't think of is starting to happen.
Yeah.
Day 3, to answer your question, I found this beautiful big tree on the side of the road, and I decided, so I'm going to have a bit of a bite to eat, and I took my shoes off, and there was this beautiful see-through, lovely blister.
No.
And I thought, oh, geez,
how did
here
we get
go.
you so quickly?
And the famous question is, if it was my hamstring, if it was my arm, I could still walk.
Yeah.
But I need those things there. I need my feet, I need my toes. Those are the main things here. And I did what I shouldn't do, and with that knife, I popped that blister. And that was it. From there, I had blisters in between my toes, underneath my feet, and I had still 10, 11 days to go. And I know we can sit here now and laugh and giggle about it and think it's pretty humorous, but I promise you now, the pain there, and at that moment I said to myself, right, this is where you're being tested. If people like Kirsty Weir can go through the pain that she goes through, I better find a way to wrap these feet up, cover them with socks, do what I need to do. But the pain was, like I said, we're sitting here just chatting about it now. I hit it. I made these motivational videos on my Facebook pages, but behind the scenes, I was hurting.
I can imagine.
I had to get going,
And I can imagine as well that, just like you said, pulling on the fact that, Kirsty goes through the pain that she goes through, and all of the other people's stories as well. That's one of the things that kept you going. But
100%.
Something else that kept you going was the support of people along the way. Speak to us about that, please.
Now, this what you just asked me now is probably the most amazing part of this journey. That first walk, pitch black, darkness, lonely. Your mind ticks and things like that.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize is that it was school holidays. I didn't even plan that. It was school holidays. So the cars hooting, when people eventually saw that my post was real, that I am doing this walk, it was quite funny. Dale Jackson's the headmaster of JP Boys High School.
Yeah.
He was the first one to stop. I just heard this, Mitchley. They would all call me Mitch, and they stopped, and his kids stopped, and they gave me chips and sweets, and and that there was a bit of a change, because I thought, well, hold on, this could be a bit of fun as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Kirsty, I always think of Kirsty, she always got I think of my everyday life. I've got to be fun. And I promise you now, when I took off there, I met the most incredible people. I had calls from the UK, from Canada,
Oh, wow.
from New Zealand. I had friends, Jason Wilmot. If I started mentioning the friends that I had that stopped and had cooler boxes, I'm a Sterry Stumpy fanatic, so that everyone had a chocolate Sterry Stumpy for me.
Cute.
The one little story I must share is up ahead, I saw about a kilometre, I saw this little family, they had a South African flag. And there was the daughter and the son, and then the guy, and I carried on walking. I said, I don't recognize this person. By the time I got to him, I said, gee, sorry, but I don't know who you are. He says to me, no, you don't, but you're a big pain in my, you know. And I said, why?
Why?
So he said to me, because he sits in Belito and he works from home, and he says, and he's not a friend of mine on Facebook, but he's obviously linked to everybody else. Every time he went onto Facebook, he saw this guy walking to Durban. So they thought they'd take a drive out. They drove like an hour and a half out to try and find me, and they found me. And they introduced themselves. It was like stories like that changed my whole... And again, it shows you if we all work together.
We can do this.
It's such an old cliched saying, but we can. If everybody just stuck together and supported one another, and that's just 1% of the stories I could share, you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Greg,
it was amazing. Oh.
Where can people find you just to kind of, continue just learning
Guys,
a little bit more about your story?
I can't hide. I'm from Benoni. I'm Gregg Mitchley. I've got a beautiful company, if you don't mind me saying, they're called NGL Logistics. If I can get people like this behind me, Mark and Naomi, to get behind me, I can do more of this. I can go and spend time with the elderly. I can do fundraisers for you and your family. You must remember, we talk about Kirsty Weir.
Yes.
We've got family members close to us all here that also are going through stuff. And things are expensive. So let's back me. It's the Gregg Mitchley Foundation.
Beautiful.
Can I give my number?
Sure, go ahead.
083-380-1016. Contact me. Let's have a meeting. Let's get together. Let's raise funds. We can help those less fortunate. That's what I do on a full-time basis.
Beautiful.
I'd love the support, guys, please.
Greg, you're incredible. Thank you for supporting those who can't support themselves.
Thank you.
For standing in the gap for those who are marginalized and need the help. We appreciate it.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Cool.
He's a real-life hero. It is Gregg Mitchley. Walked from Benoni all the way to Durban. And my friend, it is absolutely incredible because he did it in 14 days. But he did it with the support of his fellow South Africans. And he did it for a fellow South African, Kirsty Weir, and her Paralympic dreams. It is so beautiful to see. And as you heard, the Gregg Mitchley Foundation making a difference and doing the work that matters. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Make sure you do not go anywhere. Right about now, though, I got to ask, what's happening in Cape Town?